back, and you know it. Is that how it goes?
I have no idea.
Michael Jackson. We're back, guys.
I'm kidding.
Must be talking too much because it's hard to get through 213 questions. And guess what?
Now she admits it.
It's now 215. We're not even going to pretend this is a different day. We are in the same clothes, and we're going to keep answering your questions.
Would we finish? I don't know.
And if you miss video number 1, we'll link it down below. I don't know if anyone's ever asked this before, but have you guys said an exact number of how many children you wanted to have? I did, yes. I think people know that. It's 12. He did too. It was 3 to 4.
I did not set a number.
Oh, you didn't.
I'm just an open heart person.
How do you guys manage the food? I know you guys do food plans. I live in a house with 6 people. The boys are hungry almost every 2 hours, especially during a growth spurt. You know, I have a meal planning video I can link below that answers all of that. I live in the Midwest as well, and diversity can be thin. And for this one reason, my husband and I have talked about moving solo. Did you have culture shock moving to the Midwest of America? Do you talk to your children about diversity, and do they ask about it?
That's a very deep question. Actually, the Midwest is less diverse than most places in the country or bigger cities in general, population-wise. But what we found even traveling a lot around the country is that even though it's less diverse, there's less of the tension and the divide that sometimes you see in big cities. That's my view of what my experience has been. So with kids, I mean age-appropriate conversation with older kids and stuff when it's necessary without ruining their innocence. Yeah. Because sometimes kids don't see everything that we see as adults, so age-appropriate conversation as we go on is something we do. But I guess I can't talk for the whole Midwest. I can only speak about where we live and what we've seen, because it might be a different experience.
Do you talk to your children about diversity, and do they ask about it? We talk to them about it some when it comes up, and they don't ask about it a lot. Our church is very multicultural and multiracial, so they are with people of a lot of other nationalities and colors than them even, so...
so that helps.
I don't know. It's not a huge issue here. It's not a negative issue, let me say, in our house. I know you're both pastors, but I don't recall ever seeing you pray with your children on camera except at church. Is this a YouTube regulation or your choice? I'd love to see you say grace as a family and have prayer time.
Well, for one, it's not a YouTube regulation. 2, I'm sure you've caught us prayers if you look at it, some of the videos.
Yeah, there's definitely us praying in quite a number of videos.
Yeah, number 3 is we capture a very small moment of our time, so it's not like intentionally don't capture prayer, but so it's kind of weird, let's pray and then turn on the camera and pray.
A few times I've caught him praying, he's like, you were filming me praying?
Yeah, so it's just more opportunity than anything. Nothing thought out or anything. If it gets caught, it gets caught in the moment.
If I have the camera in my hand, you know.
Yeah.
What's your family name, as in solo surname?
Mwania.
What are you guys advocating for your children to do after they finish homeschooling? Would you like them to go to college, university, join the workforce, or something completely different?
Well, first of all, they'll do their prerequisites or their general ed at community college.
We'd really like them to do that, just so that if they ever change their mind, like they choose a non-college route, they would have that done.
Yep, and not have spent a lot of money.
Yes. Otherwise, we are open for them doing whatever path the Lord has for them, and we're trying to get them done with high school a little early so that they can get those prerequisites done by the time they're 18 or 19. And if they want to go into do their own business or whatever they want to do, we are there.
Gonna go higher education and whatever, but
yes,
it'll be clapping and community college to start with until they get their general ed. Done. So.
Sarah, your grandmother looks like an amazing lady. What took your grandmother and grandfather to Kenya? I know she's older, but I would love to hear her stories and thoughts about Kenya in her life if she's comfortable and able. She does love to talk about her story, so I could get that more. My grandparents went to Kenya before my mom was born as missionaries, and that's where my mom was born, actually. And then they raised their family for about 10 years in Nigeria. They raised their 4 kids, so as missionaries. Do you face racism? How do you deal with it, especially in this ignorant world? When
I moved here as I would say a double minority and stuff, I guess for me, it's always been a question of not letting what's happening outside affect what's happening inside. So what would really tear me down is what's inside of me, so I don't let it get to me here. I know it happens. I know it's around me, but I don't look for it. I don't see it, and so, and if there's anything outright that I can notice and smell it, it's their problem, not mine. So that kind of attitude, and I know it's very simplistic, but I think it just makes you live happier and not let the outside, what's happening, other people's problem become your problem. So
we do see it more on YouTube, but then we just delete it.
Yeah, exactly. So.
There's not a delete button for life though, unfortunately. Sometimes. I'd love to see more Kenyan cooking videos. We've been trying the recipes and they're delicious. That's awesome.
You
That's
need
so
to
cool.
learn how to make a lot of Kenyan food so you can show him cooking videos.
My husband likes the beef stew. We've even used the meat Solo used, even though it wasn't what they usually use. And we really liked the chai tea you guys made around Christmas. Also wondering, have you guys lost weight using the Trim Healthy Mama cookbooks? I have, yes.
She has. Why? Because she's more disciplined. To me, I have not, because I don't do it consistently.
It really does.
But I know it works.
For me, even I have to do it like 100% to lose weight. Otherwise, I just maintain.
When I keep up with it, I notice it. But I haven't been. I've had so many reasons. A lot of birthday parties and different things like that happen in my life lately.
But eventually, those will end.
They start over again. Yeah. Then it's Thanksgiving. Then it's Christmas. Sorry.
Okay, what do you enjoy doing together as a couple? Eating. Alone.
Yes.
Not necessarily a date night. Just how do you spend time together outside of the home? Do we spend time together? I love you and your beautiful family.
Every once in a while, it happens.
Thank you. We love you too. But I have a question just for you, Sarah. Is there a way that you could please do a tutorial showing us how you do your lashes daily? Oh, girl. And how long does it take? I haven't been doing them every day since the baby's born, because I have not been getting up early enough. It does take me a few minutes. When I'm doing it all the time, it's quicker, but I'm not that good at it yet. But maybe once I get good at it, I'll do a tutorial. You mentioned listening to podcasts in the car. Could you share some of your favorites? I like the birth hour. A lot of the stories I like, and just birth stories. And then also we listen to different preaching ones. Maybe we can look a few of them below. I can't even think of the names of different other podcasts. I like Annie F. Downs. She's cute. I don't know.
I don't follow all, but I might listen to this guy here and there.
Yeah. We're not huge podcasters, but I do like them. Oh, and Trim Healthy Mama has one too that can be inspiring when I'm really trying to be on a roll. Are you pregnant? No.
That's right.
I was done with kids at 28. I had my daughter at 20 and son at 25. I became a grandma at 39, and at 42 my son left with the girlfriend. If I knew, I would have had more kids. Okay, that's not a question, but it was nice to meet you, and thanks for introducing yourself. You guys always look so happy, even when you say you're tired and hadn't had good sleep. How do you keep yourself motivated and happy? I also have 2 children. My hormones changed a lot during that and after pregnancy. It's affected me in many ways since the last babies were one after the other. Oh, I understand that.
The tough times come all the time. Stormy comes, the sun will come. It will dawn one day.
Yes.
But the key thing to me, I think it would be really getting your anchor down, and that's the Lord. Really just getting joy from God. Not necessarily happiness, but joy. Because joy supersedes happiness. Mm-hmm. You could have joy even when things are not going very well. Yeah. Happiness is kind of seasonal, and thus comes with things and flow. So, but if you're in a hard place, just hang on in there, get yourself secure in God, get a deeper relationship there, and because it's gonna be over sometime. You'll get a break.
And I would also say, after having a lot of kids, you get a lot of perspective on how fast those hard times, like of them being babies close together, how fast that goes. Because like our little baby is 14, and it seems like he was a little baby not
almost
long
15
ago.
Now.
Yeah, and so right now I'm in a hard season with 2 babies close together. But every day I always am thinking, this is not going to last long. How can I just enjoy it even though it's hard? Yeah. How can I just hold them more, So time does give you perspective. When you're in the thick of it and you're just starting out, it's hard. It's hard. It really is.
And the thing is, what's hard now is actually the memories you'll enjoy later. So
it's the good old days, right?
It's the good old days. Just try the best you can to enjoy them, but they are harder.
Yes. How do you make enough time for each other, especially with big family and babies? It's hard, but we got to work at it, right?
Intentional.
Yep, intentional. How do you manage having multiple children and not comparing them? I have 2 boys, and though, of course, I know that every child is different and unique and great in their own ways and love them equally, I can't help thinking about when my older son hit milestones compared to my younger. After a lot of kids, you realize that those milestones don't matter. Like, they're all going to hit their own thing in their own time, and you can really relax about it a lot. And I love seeing each child's unique journey. Like, this child is unique. I guess when they're growing up and they're starting to become teenagers, you just watch them go through all these different changes and at their own rate. And it's kind of special to look at each one of them as, okay, the Lord made each one of them very different. It's so obvious. Like, how can two people have 9 children that are so completely different? And it's kind of fun to just watch it. So if you see it from a fun side of like interesting and can help you keep it from comparing.
Yeah, and the other thing is that you already have the perspective that you shouldn't be comparing. So if you make yourself know that and remind yourself when you're getting to, that's the biggest helper, just because we're all humans, so you will catch yourself.
And we have been in that trap before, believe me.
That's just like, human nature. So but knowing that already, you've already got it down. Just reminding yourself when you catch yourself comparing.
Yep.
You don't need to do that.
No questions for me, but I just want to let you in Solo know that I love you guys and you're cute kiddos. Oh, thank you. I always get excited when you guys have a new video. I love watching you guys and your family, your kids. Your family is awesome. May God keep on blessing you. Oh, thank you,
thank
Rachel.
you. We receive the blessings.
Yes, God bless you.
And we love you too. Yes.
Have you ever experienced negativity from anyone in regards to your interracial relationship? In public, like...
No.
I guess...
Has it? They weren't bold enough to come and tell us to our face.
I think on YouTube is the only place. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think we really...
When they're hiding behind a computer, they all of a sudden bold. They can say whatever they want.
How do you have time to homeschool having 2 babies? I'll tell you, it is hard. It's not easy. I have babies interrupting me all day long, and I just keep going. I hold them while I'm reading. Yes, it's not easy, but it can happen. I love the way your children are so respectful and mostly very pleasant and cheerful. Is this just for the camera? Do they fight often? How do you resolve conflicts between them? Love your family watching from Barbados in the Caribbean. Ooh, we want to come visit you. Anyway, they fight. They do fight. We don't feel like putting their fights on camera all the time. But they don't fight all the time. They're respectful of each other. We work on that a lot, talking about respecting each other. And then we have certain kids that like fight more than others, so we try to keep them separate unless they're fighting a whole lot, and then we'll make them be together a lot more. Like Solo will give them jobs that the 2 of them have to do together until they stop fighting. That works really well. Tech question, what do you use to edit your videos and how long does it take you weekly? I think I talked about that. Yeah. My husband's from South Korea, so we are also an international interracial couple. With today being Chuseok, which is Korean Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I was wondering if your family celebrates any Kenyan holidays. P.S. Hope smile makes me happy. Me too.
Christmas, Easter.
My birthday is on Jamhuri Day, which is like 4th of July for independence.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
4th of July is America.
But it's called
Independence.
It's your version of it.
Not a 4th of July.
Yes.
The version of
So I
Independence.
celebrate every year. I celebrate Kenyan Independence Day. I celebrate with cake sometimes.
Sometimes with special
date night.
Yeah.
More recipes. I've had so much fun watching and trying them. Also, what's your makeup routine? Sometimes I see you wear lashes too, which look amazing. I work at Ulta in Lincoln, and you should totally come see me. Oh, girl, I need to come see you. I walk in Ulta, and I'm like,
where is that at?
It's right next to Trader Joe's. And it's just so overwhelming to me. And then I go to the clearance aisle and pick out a chapstick or a fingernail polish and go away because I don't know what to buy there. But you need to tell me what the good deals are. That'd be nice. Okay, so do you have a college fund for your kids? Yes.
You have a what?
We do have some college funds for our kids. College fund for our kids.
Yeah, we do. I don't know how they're doing.
If one of your children wants to go to public school, would you allow it?
But think about it.
We think about it for sure, yes. None of them want to, and we do think we would want to make the ultimate decision. It would not be theirs. Is Nebraska your forever home, or do you ever think about moving to Kenya or Florida?
It's our assignment right now, so
yep.
If we felt like our call was somewhere else, we would go.
Yep. Right
now we have no...
That's true. We would go anywhere.
Exactly.
No question. Just want you to let your family know I love watching your channel. God bless you.
I'll see you guys later.
Do you want more kids? Love your videos.
Answer that. Go ahead.
We don't know. What is each of your favorite verse to turn to when you really need to feel God's presence and peace?
Boy, I have a lot of verses.
Me too. I was gonna say, there is not one.
Yeah.
And it depends on the season too.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have one right now?
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Who shall I fear?
Oh, there you go.
The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom
shall I be afraid? Hi, Sarah. On a past video, you mentioned that your family will be going to Kenya. Will you guys vlog if you go to Kenya? Yes, absolutely. Hello there. Hello there. I'm sorry, I just can't read. Just can't wait for the videos. Seems like everyone has great questions. Thanks for sharing your family. You guys do have great questions. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you got married?
I was 22. She was 23.
Yep. Have you ever experienced racism? If so, how do you explain it to your kids? My 2 boys are mixed. I need a Christian viewpoint. I love watching your videos. I think we've talked about that quite a bit now.
Yeah. We might have to do a video on this one day.
Yeah,
it comes around a lot.
Yeah. Hi, how much money do you make per year? How much money do you make per year? That's what I want to know.
That's awesome.
Oh,
nice try, though.
I'm pregnant with my 4th child. I'm experiencing a lot of hate and judgment from people who I guess assume 3 is the perfect amount of children. My husband and I both came from large families, and I always wanted 5 to 6-ish kids. But I'm having a hard time enjoying being pregnant when telling people brings mixed responses. How do you deal with people giving you negativity for your big family? I think it bothered me a lot more when I was expecting like number 4, number 5, and then maybe number 6, because people were a lot more shocked, like, oh, you're 7 babies, and then after that, they kind of quit. They kind of quit because
just have more babies.
They're like, oh.
That's what she's saying, yeah.
Just have more babies.
No, but it's funny though how
you kind of have to fight for your joy in the beginning, but once those babies are around, you know, everybody embraces them and loves them. I think they're just surprised because it's not normal.
In our culture right now.
Yeah, and then, you know, I've even had family that are like, whoa, you're having more kids, but I find personally that it usually comes out of a concern for like, I don't want you to feel too overwhelmed. We don't want you too stressed or tired.
They've all drunk the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. So so maybe I look stressed and tired.
They think we've drunk the Kool-Aid and they've drunk the Kool-Aid.
So sometimes I just remind myself that it's coming from a good place too. But it always that negativity in my experience goes away after a while, and then what comes later is just negativity from strangers, and you don't really care about what they think anyway, right?
Exactly.
Or you try not to. Do you plan on going on vacation this summer?
Yeah. This summer?
No, we hope to go to Kenya soon. That's all we're thinking about right now,
this
guys.
winter.
Yeah. But maybe they're going into summer, whoever asked that.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
Yeah. How do you get your children to be so well behaved? How do you get your children to get along, especially the little ones? It's a constant work in progress. I have a 2-year-old who likes to harass my 8-month-old. I would say try to keep them separate, try to keep them busy, because we have that same kind of situation. I get that's totally normal, but I'm wondering if you have any tips, tricks, or advice that could help. When I really am struggling like that, I would put them down for naps at opposite times even. So you just got to do what you have to do to get through that season. What age do you start homeschooling? Do you have a particular philosophy with younger ones? So the longer I homeschool, the more I make it fun in the beginning and more relaxed. And like Judah, my first, I just kind of did preschool. Like I never do a formal preschool or anything. I value play a lot. I think kids get a lot out of playing. And so we do homeschool. We start at 4 with kindergarten. But I try to make it fun and as little time as possible and a whole lot of playing and reading out loud. First, why do you guys want to have so many kids?
We love him.
How did you guys meet? Oh, we have a video about that. I'll link it below. Have you ever been to a place outside of the U.S.? If you watch that, you'll know. Many times we've traveled around the world. And how did you choose homeschooling? Oh, we have a video about that too. I'll link down below. How many hours of sleep do you get a night? Depends on the night. Anywhere between 2 and 8 hours a night. Prefer 8 hours. And then do you feel stressed in your life? How do you deal with it? We have faith in Jesus, and that helps us tremendously. Just knowing, seeing things, you know, when you can see things from the Lord's perspective, he's up here looking down. We try to elevate our thoughts and like think about what he's seeing, because the picture looks way bigger and your tiny problem becomes a lot less when you see it from the Lord's perspective. So we try to really magnify Jesus in our lives, makes our problems feel less stressful. But of course we deal with stress. I mean, I would say I do sometimes, but I just try to reevaluate all the time.
Turn your eyes upon Jesus.
Oh, there you go. Sing a hymn. You go. You go. What are your pet peeves about each other? I have no pet peeves about this. Okay, I have a pet peeve. When I am cooking and he comes and starts eating the food, and like I'm starving and it's almost ready, and he came home from work and he's hungry and he's shoveling it in.
No.
Pet peeve.
How can you resist when you make something so good that
Oh,
smells
come
so
on
good?
now. Don't be all nice when I'm saying the
come
meeting.
on.
What's your pet
When,
peeve?
when you have a really great cook in your house, I mean, you can't really. Wow, come on.
Okay, what's your pet peeve about me? That I don't let you eat when I'm cooking?
That you get upset that I taste it for you. Every good cook needs a good taster.
That's
Yeah.
just the first thing that came to my mind, man. How much do you make on YouTube? I don't think YouTube even lets you tell that.
And the other thing is,
It varies
do you
a
really
lot.
know what you make at YouTube? She's very new on YouTube, so ask us again.
Yes, another time. If any of your children express a strong desire to attend traditional school, would you allow them? I wouldn't say yes or no.
We'll
I would say
consider
we
it.
would talk about it. Yeah,
And see.
it would be a
Deal with
topic.
it when what? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any? And by the way, they do not want to. We use it as a threat. Do you have any dedicated time you spend alone with
answer
each
that.
child?
Oh, with each child.
Yes. We, we try to pay attention to when our kids need some time alone. And because it's not all of them all the time that need some time alone, but you can tell when a kid does.
Yeah, and it's not like scheduled out on a calendar,
No,
so,
no.
but we do it intentionally though.
How did you learn to parent your children so well? Ooh, well, we have a lot of experience. That's why we're so good at it. No, I'm just kidding. I have a son.
day at a time.
I have a
it's not the
son,
answer
and
question.
it sounds like he's mad at the world. Always a bad attitude and mouth. I love my son, but I don't like him much. You know.
Depends the age too.
Yeah, we've gone through seasons and phases and all the things, and
Sometimes when that's happening, there's sometimes that there's something else going on, and so if there's a way to get to the bottom of it and confront them with truth, because sometimes I remember dealing with a kid that was actually dealing with fear. That's what was going on in their lives, the fear, and there's a broader. So when that came about, you realize, hey, we need to address fear and look at it in the face. That how do we deal with fear? How do so recognizing that sometimes when a kid is going through a season, that sometimes there's something behind.
yeah,
And being able to, I'd say, pray a lot. God will show you what
Yes.
exactly it is if the child is not very open,
Yes.
but try to figure out what's really going on. When you
Yes.
get that, then you could deal with it, so.
the Lord answers our prayers in parenting all the time, and we go to Him when we have questions because there are so many things we just don't have the answer for, and every kid is different, every situation is different. So we ask the Lord a lot, and He gives us the answer, and that's how we get through. Hey, Sarah, I love you and your family. You have beautiful and great kids. I love your food, shopping hauls. They are fab, and your cooking. Could you please give me a shout out? SB, we're shouting
Shouting out!
Make my day. Soraya?
No.
X?
Yeah.
Soraya.
I would have said, my Kenyan background, I would say Soraya.
Didn't I say Soraya? Soraya. We don't know how to say your name, but we're
But you're
shouting
awesome.
out.
But anyway, just know you're
Okay,
awesome.
you are awesome. Yes. How do you get your kids to behave so well and be so respectful? I would love to have a lot of babies, but some days it just seems too hard, and I only have a 2.5-year-old and an 8-month-old. Oh, you are in the hard phase.
Yeah,
I love
it
your
gets
channel.
better. It
Keep up
gets
what you're
better.
doing.
It
Yeah.
gets better. It gets better.
I
Stay
would say-
consistent.
Yes.
Be
That's what I was
consistent.
gonna
Be
say.
consistent. And you be the win every fight. Never lose a battle.
That's right. Yes, you gotta keep asking for respect
Yeah.
too. You keep reminding them. No,
More
you need to
res-
say it again. We make our kids repeat. Like if they walk out of the room disrespectfully, they walk back in
Oh
here and
yeah,
make them walk
I had
back
one.
out again.
I had one walk back today because they didn't like what they were hearing, and there was a kid. Let's try this again. Why don't let's repeat what we did?
Yes.
Yeah, and so it's just something you can
Yes.
you could demand, you could expect, you could model, but also be consistent.
I would say Miranda, you're in the perfect spot because 2.5-year-old, 8-month-old. If you keep asking that of them now, you'll be in a good place and keep it up.
Yep. So you're gonna be well, Miranda.